the members of parliament beyond my region, Ankole, to add on the Western region, and have been in touch with the other regional chairpersons of the caucuses. And this meeting particularly was meant for members of parliament, but also chairperson, our chairman, also invited members of the team, so that since we have a very short time, he communicates once and then we begin to work. So I will not prejudice what he's going to say. However, I would like to remind the members that the event we are talking about is an event of 5 regions that form Western region. 5 sub-regions that form Western region. I will start with Chigezi, then Ankole, then Rwenzori, then Toro, then Bunyoro. So those 5 sub-regions make up this region, and as chairman, we will communicate. We are ready to have the event. I will not say the event will be the responsibility of chairperson. So my duty is to welcome you here and to ask each MP here present to go and mobilize our fellow members of parliament that are not here for one reason or another, to make sure that we embrace this event, which, as the chairman will communicate, is basically based on sports and talent searching within Western region, with the biggest promoter being General MK. So the chairman will communicate more about it. So our duty as MPs is to mobilize our other political leadership behind this sports and talent search, so that we can do our best to promote Western Uganda and to show that Gen.Muhoozi is our son, our brother, and our sister, and everything. So let's move forward together and plan how the event destined for 26th of this month successful. May I take this opportunity to invite our chairperson to deliver his remarks.
We need clear objectives. We need clear objectives of this mobilization drive, so that the objectives can guide us on the activities that will help us to achieve the objectives. And once we have the objectives, then we know, already the chairman have told us it is a sports and cultural organ. But if we if we get our objectives, then we can know what to call it exactly. My third point is the region, Western region, is very big. I used it to work in that region. We have got 42 districts, stretching from Chigiandonga up to Chisoro.
No, there are 38.
The owner is talking.
Sure?
Yes.
Well, it will depend on the page you are reading. And after here we shall compare notes.
We shall harmonize.
We shall harmonize. Now, also depending on the objectives we have, if they are to be achieved, we must know how big we are going to buy. If we are going to buy from Chigiandongo up to Chisoro and we achieve the objectives, then we shall do. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a very big region. and getting representatives from Chigandongo, from Masindi, from Chisoro, from everywhere, all those districts, and you converge people in Mbarara is not all that easy. We must identify maybe the people we want to come to Mbarara, whether we use certain systems that are already in existence. The other issue are the teams, the activities actually. There is football, and if we are also to handle cultural activities, then we must, by this time, we should be knowing how many teams do we have. Has anyone done research to know how many teams are in Rukungiri, in Masindi, in Chisoro, in Kabale, and how do we do it? So those people who have introduced themselves to be on the team, organizers, planning, financing, whatever, we need that on the paper. That's what we will be doing surgery on. We will be operating on that now to know who goes with the leg, who goes with the arms and the ears, and then we handle and put things together. Otherwise, it is very big. I do not doubt the capacity. We can, but let us not be disorganized. Let us have the objectives and achieve them.
Wenduru, woman member of parliament for Johura district. It is really unfortunate. I want you to feel what we are feeling as a district. If we postpone this function, this will be the third time postponing the function. Those who have been attending our meetings, it's not easy, but anyway, we shall plan more. Honorable Kangwaja, you will be a witness. Even Mr. Baram, even the chairperson. This time when we were trying to change the function from 5th, it costed us as leaders. And it is the similar thing that affected us. The same time MK was going to come, the same time Mama was coming. So we could not have two security teams in the same place. We had to postpone the function. And look at these people from the village. The other time they felt it. Now we talk about it. They will really be demoralized. So it's not easy. Let's not take it as something simple. When they mentioned that 14 is a budget day, I almost shrieked in the chair that I had sat on. It's not easy at all. So we planned 14 without knowing the budget day. And remember, MK himself has a program. You can't say that we now want 20th or 25th. He has to again look into his program and fix our date again. So it's not as easy as you take it. You will have to pray for us. We are going for a meeting right now. We want the team of chairman and your colleague and Baram to come and join us in the other meeting, and all of you. We convince the rest and put a date when the MK can fix us in his program. 2, on the issue of 26. 26, mainly what we need is big number. So if we want it organized, we must involve the local leaders, the district chairpersons. We need to involve the district chairpersons, we need to involve the chairpersons LOC3s, because they have to own the project. But if we don't involve them, we may find it very difficult. So we need to involve all leaders at LOC1. Before we look at this math we are talking about of the teams and what, we must have those that we account all, that like chairpersons LOC1s, like chairpersons LOC3s, the women leaders, such that we have that number that we are expecting. But colleagues, I thank you, but pray for us, such that we get a better day. Thank you.
Proposal, my former student Nasser has suggested is a very good one, and this is what I am currently using, because I am mobilizing my clients through the sub-regions. I've already covered the Kabare, Ankole, Rwenzori. Next is Unyoro, where I come from. The sports, this idea of the sports gala and the rest of it is a very good one because it is a unifying factor. It's a very good one. And we shouldn't take it, we should prepare for it. Just 2 weeks now, 2 weeks, 26. It's a short time, for example, to prepare a team of football, put there netball, put there. But by the way, we have not, maybe it's not me who's not understanding it. Is it only one sport, football? Or there are other sports activities? If so, if there are more sports activities, we need a longer time to prepare for this. One, of course, has already asked the objective. The objective, you have already answered, some of you, mobilization. And we are going to mobilize. But I would wish to support the idea of sub-regions, the idea of a draft budget, the idea of preparation for the logistics, so that when we come here once again, if it is before 26, we can discuss these things in detail. So you need a smaller committee, or maybe expand the committee of 3 people, put more MPs, and they can prepare for this one. Otherwise, definitely I want to sympathize with the people of Chihura, because a budget day, I think, is an important, for me, as a new member of parliament, it's an important occasion that I should attend. Even if I'm not new, but I'm new. So I think with Chihura, I only want to give a suggestion. Since we had come into a year of 26, why don't we do the Chihura on 26? And then the region at the later stage, because we are not very much ready for the whole region for 26. I beg to submit.
Have you heard? Why can't we?
As a follow-up, big follow-up. So members of parliament are great asset, and some of us were ready to support the move. One, you know, there are very many activities in our regions of now. As in Toroko, very many people are doing trainings. Each sub-county. So how many teams are we going to have from each district? Because, Chairman, we must do something that will not come back to us. People are very funny. You get all those teams, take them to Mbarara. Same day, even some of them who will fail even to play. Only play, even if they go there, they fail to play. That is another thing. We don't want something that will again spoil our future vision that we have. So for me, I wanted to know, these people who are doing these things in our districts, even without our knowledge, what is the chain of command? Who is commanding these people? Some of us we are watching, but there are some groups in our villages, in our constituencies that are mobilizing. They end up mobilizing, it will become an issue. So for me, I feel that we should really begin planning. Each district should we have one team, so that we help in selection of that one team that will come to Mbarara. Because all people want to come, but we shall guide them, tell them that we need one team from Toroko, one team from Bundurujo or Kasese, like in my region, or for the Potro. That is very, very critical, and we should really have it today. And on sports, we should only look at one activity, because Chair, if you're saying that we're going to have that party, at the same time people are playing, when will they finish with those games? Imagine the same day, all those teams playing at the same time, we have to have a party. We must welcome our general. I think something might be big, at the end of the day it blows out of proportion. Maybe if we can say each region should bring a good team for us to have time. Because if there are 5 regions and each region brings at least, they agree and bring a team. Because if there are 5 teams playing, how many minutes are those? 90, those are how many hours? And we must welcome the general. All the speeches have to go on. I think that's already another issue that I wanted us to discuss. And
a very, very good proposal brought on the floor by one of us of having about 2 or 3 days to run these competitions. Then on the final day, climaxes on the final, those who have reached the semi-finals and then the finals, 8. And that's what I think I will go with. Number 2, we should select a team from amongst ourselves or from the experts to do the following. 1, to identify the activities required as Captain Kahonda did indicate. Very, very important. There should be a team of experts who know what to do. They will identify the districts, then they will say just District A will play this District A. Team 1 that has won from District this and this will meet, not to bunch them into just regions. That can only be done by these experts in football, and I think we can get them to do it for us. As for the playgrounds, I think Mbara has really enough playgrounds. Really, you have that one in Kacheka, in Italy, you have Mbara High School, you've got Kakoba, you've got, there are just so many. Mbara University, I think we can get them. It's a matter of sitting down and identifying them and give these details to the experts to identify. Team A, B, C, D will play from here. Team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will play from here. Within 2 days, we'll have finished our competition. Then the final day, we shall go in for the finals. We could also add in maybe bicycle racing. Bicycle racing together with, it doesn't need much. Just invite those who are interested, not necessarily from the various districts. Invite those who are interested. But remember, as you prepare any particular game, there must be some gifts. That means we must also identify the technical teams should sit down and work out a budget, a full-fledged budget. Even here, we should have looked through it and say maybe Mbarara Woman MP says, oh no, I can sponsor the whole football tournament. This other one says, I can sponsor all the crowds to salute on that day. Something like that, most sincerely, so that we are seen to be all involved. That's all that I really wanted us to put in place. Get people to work it out very quickly and clearly, so that maybe early next week again we meet and identify and then finalize some of these things.
Thank you.
Finally,
I'm Romlicha Ibanda, Member of Parliament from Toroko County in Toroko District. I come from Rwenzori, but part of the Great Western Region. It's a privilege for us to have a talent gala, especially in sports. And what I want to tell Ugandans out there, that very many people are sitting on their careers, I would say. We have very many young people who are talented, even in our own districts, as in Toroko. I have one even at the national level now. But he was picked in the same way. But people don't have an opportunity or a venue where they can show their talents. So Gen.MK has really made it for us now. And it's not something that we're going to do today and we leave it, just like the way we do it in our constituencies. We want to set a precedence where that we would have this sports gala that would help us identify these talents, so that in our regions we form teams. You know, these teams we might have even people who will play even for international teams. So I don't even want to hear those who said we don't have talents in the Western. We have the talents, only people don't have venues. So I really, when General wants to bring this home, and it's not only in the Western, it's going to be across the country, but he has begun with Western. So improving, identifying talents that we even can play for the national, that can go even international. And many of our youth are seated, some of them. They don't do anything, but given the fact that they're going to be given an opportunity, because we shall be picking as time goes on, I know they will not be redundant. They will work, first of all, physically, mentally, and improving their talents in the country. And on the issue, the way you're saying on the issue of the Kirhura one, I would also want to say something on it. Yes, we have one country called Uganda. We have one fountain of honor, who's Excellency the President. As Team MK, we don't want to contradict with the father of the nation. It will look so bad in the eyes of the public that we are in Kirhura, whereas the father of the nation is addressing one important issue, the budget that runs the country. So we've agreed on consensus. We thank the chairman. Chairman is a very understanding man. Our chairman, Toyota, he has agreed that we should plan something after the State of Nation address, which I concur. State of Nation first, then the budget first, then the rest will be following later. Thank you.
In my opinion, this activity is intended to bring some visibility of MK in our districts, in our region. I want to propose, those who have been in civil service, sometimes we do those things, that we can have caravans. Say we see a caravan from the Bunyoro sub-region, maybe 2-3 buses with the well-labeled the MK things, with sports people, branded. They move from Bunyoro, they go to Mbarara. Whether they play from Kacheka, whether they play from Ushenyi, whether they play from wherever, people would have seen all the way from Masinde that a caravan has gone. Another one from Toro, another one maybe from Renzori, another one from Kigesi, another one. That is strategy number one. Two, somebody raised an issue of starting this thing from the district level. All of us MPs in our respective constituencies, we have ever had even inter-sub-county tournaments. Kahonda did some of those in his, he has even the Kahonda Cup. We also have my Don Cup in my district. Those ones, I think, in my view, are at another level, not at this inception level. Let us start regional, then later on, we the MPs can even be empowered to even do it on the behalf of MK in our constituencies, and we build a better strategy to make this thing stronger. Then, three, and last, the issue of, I didn't want to comment about it, but I just want my brother from Kirhura to really bear with us on this. The issue of having MK celebrating a birthday, homecoming in Kirhura, and the father, who is the president, reading for us the budget at the national level is a very big contradiction. We don't want to be, again, victims of circumstances in the social media things. Let us really agree, when the president is having a national issue here, reading for us the budget, it is the president presenting to us the budget, let there be no activity done to the MK in another place. I thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I want to inform the House that with Mujo, we are moving very well. We have already formed structures right away to the parish level. Personally, I'm the patron in my county for this project. I want to, before I sit, I want to supplement Honorable Nathan's submission of going down to the people, following the zones, following the sub-regions. Like if I can refer to our region, Rwenzori sub-region, we have 9 districts. And the distance, like for example from Waliwo, considering from people who are coming from nearby the border, you subject them to going to Mbarara, it is really unfair. How I wish us going by zones so that all people get involved. I have one issue much as I came late, but I'm following. The issue that I want to bring forward, Mr. Chair, and that the issue that I'm facing now is the issue of handling the mismatch of the political camps. I am experiencing that problem in my county, where those people we defeated are now using this project to carry out their own activities. How I wish we harmonized before it can really spoil the project that we are on. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Are we done, members of parliament? Yes. Oh.
Kiruhura, with due respect. Chair, I'm going down to the second last point. Kiruhura, all of us, we are ready to come. But 14, my dear friends, you've been in this Uganda. We are not from anywhere, we are from here. We've seen how media really acts sometimes. Should His Excellency the President be here? Another Excellency that is coming tomorrow is the other side. It will be a big blow, and that will undermine, because we still need Muhoozi, and it's Muhoozi that will give us the blessing and the platform. It shouldn't be us undermining the function of the state. When Muhoozi is somewhere, all of us will be there. On 25th, my elder brother, I will sleep in Kiruhura. I will come, focusing. I will come, all of us after here, we shall come, support you, then on 26th, we move the other side. And lastly, on the issue of budget. All these things need money. And people think that being in Muhoozi's, Gen.Muhoozi's circles and all that, it's all about money. It's not about money. And if it's possible, let's also inject it. If there's any activity that is there and you need us to support as leaders, let's support it. So I needed you people to have a budget, that this is what is needed, this is what we can cover, so that those who are willing, we can also put in something. We invest, even if you need, you invest so that you will reap tomorrow. So I think the issue of budget also should be very clear. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Rwanda.
We can divide ourselves in two regions, and we said that this region is going to handle football, this one music and dance, this one netball, because our target is not about competition and we want the winner, but it is mobilization. But how do we mobilize? So I was thinking that we divide ourselves into different activities. Then at the end of the day, we converge for the presentation and the partying and so that people come on board. Otherwise, if we are going to zero on football for each region, I mean for each district, like for instance, I'm getting phone calls from Shema. We are handling this, we are organizing. We have football team, we have this. You can imagine everyone now has the small teams. So we still have some time. Let the team sit down and organize us in two regions, and they said, Bunyoro, you are going to come up with MDDA. So people come and watch that.
While drumming.
Yes. Football and volley. Next time we shall do all those things, but for purposes of popularizing this activity in the region, we divide ourselves into different activities for the region, then at the end of the day we converge for that. Then finally,
Budget today.
yes, he talked about, of course the budget date, let me tell you, we can't avoid the budget date. The other day, Noob decided to go away, we occupied those seats. So meaning that if we are away, who is going to occupy those seats? And remember, everyone focuses on all of us. Hey, where are the MPs from the region? Where are the MPs? So that one, and we want to attend the Churukura one, like they have said. And I don't think that MK will refuse that, because he said that date, not knowing that the budget date will be 14th. So I beg that you reconvene and think about the date so that we all enjoy and celebrate with him. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Late. I was
having another meeting, which is also beneficial to this one. Now, the main objective of this meeting is talk about our function, the bigger one, the mega one in Barara, and that is the one that is the sports and what you're talking. You are going to do the cultural gala, and the cultural gala involve sports, culture, and all those stuff. But when you look at the other wide range of all this, you know that it is the youth that are going to be much involved in this project. So I would emphasize, or even give another hand to my brother there, Honorable Nathan, that doing it in a sub-region way, it will help our youth. The other side of down, it will also help the other last youth who is talking about MK. I will tell you that every weekend, near with my constituency, we have even a WhatsApp group. But there are also other people, those lovers, the secret lovers of MK, who don't have these smartphones, but they always tell me about MK. In fact, they even call themselves, if it is Gen, they say Gen.Muhoozi. So yes, so we are in high gear in Rwanda. So now it is us, the members of parliament, who are always on the ground, who know about this. So I was proposing that the sub-region thing will work for us. Sub-region will work for us because everyone will own it themselves. Also talking, adding on my sister, flowing it down to the local leaders. It will blend all of us, and we find ourselves moving in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My name is Stephen Kangwaje, MP Bukangi Sinjiro, and an executive member on team Chairman MK project. What we have been having here, we are trying to get organized as members of parliament from the region. Secondly, we are trying to look for ways on how we can arrive to the intended goals. We said that before we had a mega plan of having the whole of Western region to converge in Mbarara and have celebrations from there. But we found it was going to be too hectic, too hard for all people to be brought on board. Because it is hard, you cannot transport all members. And yet MK, Muhoozi Kainerugaba General, he's a lover to so many people, and they would love to see him. So we said, no, we must bisect it. Let us do it regional or sub-regional. Let's say Ankore, sub-region. Punyoro, sub-region. Rwenzori, sub-region. So that he can also be in position to have an opportunity to go and interact with those people easily than carrying two from different regions to come and represent others. Yet they all have equal, rights. Let them have equal chances to sit and share with him. So we have decided that no, this one mega region is not going to work. Let us have a sub-regional plan on how our brother, our general, our son can also be in position to have an opportunity to meet all those members on ground. Thank you so much.
Let it be the Western part. Midwestern, let's have another one. So that people can have this read. You can't bring people from Yadu to Mbarara. What is special about Mbarara? Mbarara is our home, and we're trying to do what? You know what it means. So I would suggest that just think back. You have had, Mr. Chairman, you have had a number of views. Let's go back. Few people.
Let's have some order. 1 minute. Members.
Go back a bit. Look at that amorphous arrangement. It will not, we shall not get what we are supposed to get. It will be, the ground will be too big and dangerous and very costly. Mbarara, someone from Piano, Soro, everybody. Why don't we have a medium and then we price the children?
We do sub-regions.
Yes. That's what my view. Two, the football of these many teams. What are we after? Population football is good. Let's have all the teams only. So that we can have ample time to hear those speeches, some music, and so that we can also show the support.
But we shall be, the most of the time will be occupied by those teams. Some are in Kacheka, some are in Bar High School, entire school. They know what coordination is that.
And the Motorwari.
Well, I thank you. If we have, let's have a Motorwari heading in Kacheka and have one match and speeches. I thank you.
Thank you, Senior.
I already said, they have even made the budget. They are even asking us money to contribute. I want to suggest that let's have a small committee to brainstorm, contemplate on what has been said. And then we set a day, we come back here. This thing is too wide. When you talk of cultural gala, what is incorporated? You're talking about sports. Sports is wide. What are you talking about? Honorable Kamwanda asked a very brilliant question that you called us here. What do you have on the table? You present, then we begin from there. I want to suggest again, once again, for emphasis, let's have a small committee. If you want to get the committee from us, it's fine. They go and have a write-up and then present it to us. Then for Chiruhura, my dear brother-in-law, leave 14th alone. Even our electorates will be on our neck if they find us in Chiruhura, like for me from Bushenyi. On 14th when I'm in Chiruhura, I will not fight that battle. Because it will be so bad. We are reading a national budget, you are in Chiruhura doing what? I thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, whichever way it goes, Mbarara City, we are ever ready. We are a home of Ankole. We are a city for the Western region, a business city. But above all, we are the strongholds of the NRM. We have seen it come, we have supported it, and we continue to do so. So therefore, the coming of our very own son, General MK, is such a welcome idea. But sports, his idea that he has fronted is a most welcome idea. You know, usually and historically in Uganda, the Western region, especially Ankole, does not come up so much in terms of sports. So for him to think about it and bring us a sports gala is an A+. It will help us to change the mindset of the youth that sports is not only seen as a luxury or as leisure, but it is used for investing, and it is earning, it is a source of employment, and it equally can bring a lot of foreign exchange in our country. So to the people of Mbarara City, MK will be there on the 26, and we call upon the greater Ankole region, greater Bushenyi, greater Mbarara, for us to join hands to have the youth together, to celebrate but also to learn, and then refocus on our sports energies for income generation at household level.
Honorable Kawada said we need to scrutinize this issue intensively. Some of us, we have prepared in our constituencies some mini leagues. What is the aim of putting this thing in the Barara on 14th? 26th. 14th is Chiruhura. One, why is Chiruhura being separated from other programs if it is MK? Two, I would suggest the main reason everybody knows it is mobilizing or mobilizing. Let this thing begin from district level. We begin as a mini league, then we end up in Mbarara as finals. So the moment we do like that, we shall be able to achieve. People on the ground will also see the impact. But now when we begin from Mbarara, and you leave somebody who would be participating from Kanderera, I don't think really it will work, Mr. Chairman. So today I was suggesting, let's begin from district level, then we end up at our regional level. Thank you very much.
We shouldn't duplicate it because it looks Chiruhura is going to have almost a similar function. But if I were Chiruhura and the rest of the organizers, I would take the Chiruhura function to 25th and we go there as a Kasich.
Yes, you have my words.
And we get time, all of us, to be there for the what? For the kasich. Even we do some selection of certain teams, yes? Whatever, now I will leave it to you, to the organizers. Then on the 26th, we go to Mbarara for the major function. For only one reason. For this being a budget day, really it isn't good for us to, for anyone to expect the members of parliament to be the Chuhura when we are. There is a national activity of that nature and in the presence of the president, of His Excellency. So that is my take on that. My other issue is
down there. This is the first meeting. We are going to set committees. Maybe there are well-wishers, I may say, when they started organizing, but we are sending our first teams to go for mobilization for the activity. So we don't have any team on ground, but I believe they are also well-wishers.
As per the meeting of today, how will you receive?
Yeah, because members, their views, they are saying Western is very big. So we are going to use the sub-regions of Western Uganda. There are sub-regions like sub-region Ankole, there is Rwenzori, Toro, Bunyoro, and Chigezi. So we are considering sub-regions, not the whole region.
Which kind of particular sports activities are also?
There is football and netball. Yeah?
Why are you trying to use football?
We are not trying, but it's there. Football, it's not the beginning, it's been there. We are also supporting it. We are supporting it. Yes. Thank you very much. My name is Bataringa Bazir, Member of Parliament, Kashar North, and on this National Organizing Committee for Team MK. This now is unstoppable, so we are moving on to make sure that the general, who is a very popular lover of sports and cultural events, helps us to popularize, mobilize the youth into the development of this country. First of all, through development of talent, because we know that some nations, some countries, it is through their sports that even their budgets are financed, because some of the most richest individuals on this earth are sportsmen. So we would like to start from here through MK mobilization to make sure that Uganda also moves on the path of using our youth to develop their talents as a future earning business.
Yes, as a member of Parliament.
Now I have a suggestion. Yes. I want to agree with the Honorable Twasima that we don't have enough time to organize the teams. But the challenge is, now I've already got phone calls from my people in the Mitoma. They are asking for money to transport the teams already. So as we are talking here, there are others.
To transport the teams, not the teams.
Teams. They are talking of teams actually. Now, as we are talking of one team, they're talking about 3 teams. They are asking for transport. So that is Mitoma. It may be the same in other districts. So as we are here, there are others already organizing and in Haiti. So I don't know whether they are given you mandate to do the same, because we may be thinking that we are maybe postponing or doing this, when actually other people on the ground are doing something different from what we are discussing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is concerned. It's one of the principal elements of what you do as a member of parliament. Budgeting. So you must be, at least I must be seen to be there. At least to listen to what has been identified, allocated and that kind of stuff. So Chiruhura, I really don't know, kindly accept this other very beautiful proposal of having a kasiki in your place. It's a long time since I last went to Kiruhura. I would love also to dance in Kiruhura. You know what is contained in Kiruhura, milk and whatever. Wonderful. Many could do other things. Let's have our kasiki in Kiruhura. Very early in the morning we proceed in a procession through wherever it may be. brass, 20 brass bands waiting for us at Myron Town over Myron Bill, and we enter and hit Mbarara. It will be very good.
Shera is not one of us. Roy Shera is not working with us, but is an NRM supporter. He can remain a guest, but is not going to be among the organizers of this event. So the worries you heard about Roy Shera, he doesn't represent our interest. Okay. He has been giving cards. We have not issued any card. So those cards, the people whom we gave, we invite them to come, but they are not part of us. Till when you say card signed by Toyota, or signed by Moses Sali, or signed by Balam, or signed by any of you, as we shall deliberate, please ignore it. But whoever has given a card is invited to come. We shall issue with a better card. It's for mobilization, but he's not a member of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Balam.
They are complaining that you are giving cards and you are demobilizing in their region. Yes, yes. So, okay, can I ask you to stop? Okay, communicate to them. Communicate. Okay, listen. Okay, anyway, communicate to whoever you invited. Communicate to whoever you invited. We don't want to shame you were mobilized of NRM. Don't get involved in any MK party mobilization again. Stop it. Okay.
No. And these members also can help us that we had a meeting, please stop whatever is going on.
Now that we have mandate.
Yes, you have the mandate. So, members, for the case of Juhura, we are going for the meeting right now. So we shall decide with the rest of the group.
Okay.
The meeting is at so we want to close and try to take that meeting.
We are all Ugandans, and we use concerted efforts to develop our country. On the 14th of June, we shall be having a national budget. Constitutionally, the president is the Minister of Finance, and therefore, as national leaders, members of parliament, we are mandated. That is our day. We appropriate, and finally the Minister of Finance, who is constitutionally the president, will be disseminating or publicly declaring on what the figures stand. So we ought to be there. So for the people of Chirhura, I think you cannot compete with the fountain of honor above all, but dates can be rescheduled.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ebipya, Senate Majority President. Anything you can call me when it comes to mobilization of the party. But I have my brother to Chairman Zenke, good spirits, working closely with Team Chairman and Team Chibuka. I'm ready to work with all of you with the good intentions of our general. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We are sending some members to go and sort it out.
Yes, that was my concern.
From today, we are going to set committees that will handle mobilization and make sure those people will not come again. We shall have to use Western radios actually for more information. So, members,
we are just a bit on the dates so that they don't lose out. I want to feel for my brother. I want it in Barara, full swing. But if it is for the interest of the team and to make sure that we are not fragmented, Barara and Chirhura.
Give it to him.
Big, and we have a mission. So if we have a mission, we must have to see how we achieve it. So let us deal with sub-regions. That one shall go back. maybe we shall call members that are involved in that sub-region to have another meeting. We plan. If you
We'll be excusing ourselves, my colleague and I, to go and go for the other organizing.
Why don't we go to
one circle?
My name is Agasha Juliet Bashisha. I represent Mitoma district as a woman MP.
Thanks so much for coming.